Hello, I'm Philipp, yes. So when the Chinaccelerator team asked me, if I want to be part of this program, and I said like, yeah, that could be interesting. I was actually lying at the beach in Sanya and contemplating about life, hanging out with some surfers and, like generally reading books and stuff like that. Because the last 10 years I was like working a lot of music and had a creative agency. So I was like, okay, let's see, let's think about it a little bit. What should we do? Oop. So what should be the title of that talk? And who am I talking to? What's the audience? And I figured out that I have a pretty smart audience because scientific research shows that 90% of people think they are smarter than the average. So unless I'm with the other 10% here, I think you're probably pretty smart. So, and then also thought it's always good to have a quote, right, from somebody that's smarter than you. And since I was like reading this really amazing book called Homo Deus, who has read Homo Deus here? Quite a few. So this is the quote. The discovery of ignorance is the greatest scientific discovery, says this man. And I thought like, hey, wow, that's pretty cool. You know that you don't know anything. So I came up with this title of the talk, How to Become Wise. And I thought like, hey, that's easy in 8 minutes. I can talk about that. That's not a biggie. So Oscar was also saying, hey, you've done with your company, FakeMusicMedia, you're talking about creativity, music, tech, and art and stuff like that. So maybe, can talk also a little bit about that. And then I was thinking about a little bit about that, and I was like, okay, what do we do? And then I came up with a brilliant idea. Yes, some say it's not so brilliant. What you see here, some people would say, hey, it's just black. It's a black screen. Maybe it's dark matter, or who knows. No, actually not. It's just one pixel of this one. It's just one pixel, So now you see you're wise already. So actually what I wanted to talk about is perspective. Because I think that if we have different perspectives and diversity, and I unfortunately couldn't figure out how to make rainbow colors here, then we can figure out how to be more creative. And so, what kind of different perspectives do we have? For example, the spatial perspective. So let's figure we are in a jungle, like Indiana Jones, you have your machete in your hand, you cut your way through the jungle, like, it's kind of going slowly but steadily. It's nice, but it takes some time. And then all of a sudden you just like rise above the jungle and you see yourself from above and you see 10 kilometers of jungle in front of you, and after this 10 kilometers there's a cliff and basically you cannot go forward. Well then you did all your work for pretty much nothing, but like if you turn 90 degrees you see, hey, if I cut this direction, it's just like, maybe 1 kilometer and I'm out of the jungle and saved my life like in, just maybe 10 minutes. So, sometimes it's good to change perspectives. Time perspective as well, it's an interesting thing. Now we're getting dark. Just imagine yourself at a funeral, at your own funeral maybe, and think about like, hey, what do the people, think about you at this funeral? How many people are there? What do they say about you? And that also can, for example, change your perspective and what, you're going to do with your life or with your business or whatever. Other perspectives, other people, you can think about that, what other people think. Put yourself into the shoes of other people. If you're a startup, your consumer, your customer might be somebody you can think of, or your investor. It always it's not a bad idea to think about those things. If we talk about creativity, actually, then having another perspective from other people is actually part of storytelling. Storytelling in novels, storytelling in movies. So like there's always another perspective that is told that is not yours. So that's what it makes so interesting. We can also think about like putting ourselves in other creatures, right? I mean, just imagine you're like an eagle and flying there, and you see completely different. You have a completely different view. Maybe you have like completely see different colors or whatever. That could be also quite interesting and interesting for your creativity as well. Or you're like a pig, and you are about to be slaughtered. Also quite interesting. Or you think about like other intelligences. That's like really difficult to think about if you like all of a sudden you take the perspective of an AI, which we don't really know what how that is, or like from outer space, an intelligence from outer space or whatever. So I think, and now we come to the technology part. Oh, sorry, yeah. Well, that's what empathy means, and empathy is like what we can use with our new technologies. For example, VR, AR, or body modification or something like that. I mean, I said like already, if you like a movie or like a novel, you already have somebody else's perspective maybe, but here you actually can really see it. You are like in this person's perspective, and maybe you have like a something on, and you can even feel the feelings of other people, and that's pretty cool. I mean, there's like things out there that already have you feel other senses. And these kind of things will happen more and more in the future. And these things will obviously alter your way, how you work and how you live, and of course your perspectives on life. And well, so maybe I didn't make you more wiser now, but maybe you discovered your own ignorance, or like seek out other people's perspectives, because that is what we are doing. Yeah. With this thing, a future think tank, we think about the future and how we can build this together. And we also have like an event, which is on the 26th of October at UCCA. Maybe some people know of it, in 798. So where we will bring basically people from different industries together and talk about the future and what it can bring. Okay, thank you very much.